Mm. So, to get ourselves centered and balanced and aligned, I'd love to invite us to just focus on how we're feeling at this very moment in time. If there's anything, it's just in your awareness, just bring focus to it for a moment. And sometimes what's in our awareness isn't even belonging to us. So if there's something that is in your awareness, see if it's with you for a purpose, if it's something you picked up throughout your day, if it belongs to other people and you can just send it back to them or send it back to the divine source. And feel into the earth beneath you, supporting you completely. And feel into the chair, supporting you completely. And just become aware of your breath. And let us focus our attention now on a living and loving spirit flowing through us and around us. Let us lift our consciousness to areas of peace and harmony so that we may know our supporting knowledge and wisdom to fulfill our aligned paths and purposes. And we thank all our guides and master guides for being with us here today, and all the great archangels for holding this space sacred. We invite the divine feminine, the divine masculine, and the fullest aspect of Source to be here with us today. We invite Pan and the most appropriate nature spirits and devas. We invite in the elements, wood, earth, water, fire, metal, air. We invite in the directions, north, south, east, and west, and the center point. We invite any of our supporting ancestors to be here with us at this time, our star brothers and sisters that want to support, and any other beautiful light beings that bring enlightenment, evolution, consciousness, support to us here in our journeys on this planet. And we ask that if any unbalancing energies wish to approach us or try to approach us inside of this sacred container, that they are instantly transmuted into love by the light that is here. We thank you for this time that we get to share with one another. We thank you for this community of evolved souls. We thank you for all of the support we receive. And so, inside of that concept of all of the support that we receive, bring into your mind's eye, into your imagination, in this very moment in time, a gratitude you had. Maybe it's something that just happened today. Maybe it's something that you're just so grateful for the experience of. The presence of someone who supports you, a good friend who called when you needed help, money that turned up in the bank account just as you needed it, an opportunity, a smile from a stranger when you were feeling down. Just start to feel into gratitude in this very moment in time. Everything that we bring awareness to inside of the supermoon energy can get amplified, magnified. Starting with gratitude is a beautiful way of opening the container of receiving. And while we're in this container of receiving, I'm going to start some sage energy for us as a collective. Saging into each and every one of us, into our spaces. Just allow the sage to burn as it needs to. Then I'm also going to light a candle this evening. This is my love candle. Mm. I have a lot of smoke now. Between the candle and the sage, it's like all going on here. I look like I'm in a fire. We obviously really need the sage today. Mm. So, for those that don't know me, I'm Siobhan Wilcox, and this is our community gathering, Sacred Wisdom Academy. And I'm always so grateful to be here with you. We host this community around once or twice a month. I was just doing it once, but I got so excited when I do this, so I decided I'd do more of it. How much sage are we getting? It's like, can everyone see all that sage? It's just like, yeah, there's a lot of collective energy to clear today. Mm. So I would love to hear from you. Where are you coming in from today? Is there anything in particular that you came to receive? And for those that are new to this call, we just do a couple of words or a really short sentence so that everybody can get heard and witnessed. Thank you, Margaret is coming in from Virginia. And so I can't see everybody. So just unmute and pop in, and if you cross with somebody, we'll just take a break and somebody will step back. I've got a lot of stuff going on in the chat. Let me see. We have Judy coming in from California, Marilyn from Florida, Margaret from Wyoming, Emily from Ohio, Gabriella from Vancouver. Thank you. And someone's trying to talk, so whoever that is, go for it. Simona is coming in from Chicago. And if there anything you want to be witnessed for, or anything you came to receive, you're inside the supermoon, we can be holding a container for what it is we want to really step into, what it is we want to call forth. This is also known as the hunter moon. It's that kind of gathering moon that would have been this time the most brightest moon of our year. Margaret wants to go health and connection to the divine. Beautiful. Thank you, love.
Hi, Siobhan, it's Marlena.
Hello, my love.
Down in Florida, and most people know we just had two wonderful hurricanes. The second one, wow, it was really intense, and they basically told everybody to get out of Florida. But I stayed in my home, and there was a couple of, moments where you ran, okay, out of the one room because of the other things happening. But it was so amazing that there was no gas to be found, right? But we ended up here with a free generator someone gave to my tenant. And every time we were like, where are we going to get gas? Somebody would show up with gas. It was just amazing, right? And we're outside afterward. The yard is trashed, but the house is still intact. A couple pieces missing, but we're all right. I'm just like, wow. And after, our adrenaline is rushing for days before and days of and days after. Yesterday, I could not even think about doing anything. I was so tired from it all. And I'm just like, oh, good, we're having our gathering tonight. And I'm just sitting here rejuvenating, and I'm like, oh, I just want to like acknowledge that, we're alive, we're safe. Heaven, angels, and the whole universe was here backing us up as we stayed throughout the trauma. And I'm wondering if the land, after going through that, does that need a trauma healing? My home or whatever?
Yeah.
It's like,
It's not even that the land needs the trauma healing, it's the collective of humanity living upon the land, Marlena.
so like all of Florida?
Yeah, just sending. And I did this at the beginning of my call on Friday to send a collective energy. So we'll do that at the end of this call together to
Okay.
everywhere
Wonderful.
that's been, because it's the land is usually okay with this energy, but it's the humans upon the land that get traumatized. But thank you. I'm so grateful you're
Yeah.
safe, sweetheart.
Yeah, I am too. I was under the kitchen table a few minutes, but I'm like, I'm okay. I'm gonna be all right. And, after it, we were outside, having a cookout. So we're like, we can't cook. We had no power for 4 days, but we managed to, plug in our refrigerators and things. And I was like, okay. And then my neighbors came back and they were running over here to power up their stuff. And I was like, see, usually I am the one, you know, giving everybody supplies and all. And I'm like, now we're getting supply so that we can supply. It was just
Beautiful.
amazing. I'm like, oh,
Beautiful.
but thank you for this call tonight, because I am feeling like the
Yeah.
day after. I can't explain it.
Yeah. Oh, I can
I
get
need
it.
to
I get it.
rejuvenate.
Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you, sweetheart. And I think Margaret is in wildfires, probably in Wyoming, right? And so she's asking to be at peace in her body and for the fires to no longer be raging. So we're sending also love for that, Margaret, bless you. Our collective energy in America is very stirred up right now. It's very stirred up. So, yeah, and we're feeling it. We're all feeling, I don't know if anyone else is feeling it. I'll speak for myself. I'm feeling really heavy and tired a lot. Like there's a lot of pieces around energetically that need healing and support. I become aware of them. I feel them in my space. I send love to them, and then I push them out and say, okay, now you can go back to God's source, or you can not be draining me because I am not of service if I'm exhausted all the time. But there's a lot of collective energy of fear, trauma, of disruption that we're all experiencing. And Gabriella says she wants to let go of unnecessary responsibility and letting go of any fear and post-trauma running through me so I can be in peace and safety and balance within myself. Beautiful, Gabriella. Marlon sends heavy rain. Thank you. Yeah, I'm sure you do. That's a lot. An earthquake on top. Oh, everything. Bless you, Margaret, for being here, honey. Bless you. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Becky, for noticing that there's been a lot of suicides. There's a lot of people leaving the planet. I've known 3 people that have left the planet in 5 days. That's just me personally knowing people. So that isn't normal. So I know there's a lot of people choosing to leave the planet at this time. And so that's bringing into my awareness a prayer that I would like to bring to us all. Let me go find it. I didn't expect to bring this up. I didn't know we were going to need it, but I think we need this right now. I'll just pull it up and then I'll read it out to you. Some of you may know this prayer already. So this is a beautiful prayer that I have been using with my clients for quite a long time. So some of you may already have this prayer. You mightn't use it every day, but if you have it already, then it would be a good time to take it out. It's called a PTSD release. And when we go into PTSD, what comes into our awareness is fear, the trauma, and the memories. They're not just the memories in this moment of the experience, right? There's memory within the DNA of the collective, of other similar situations that have happened. And so in the creation of that collective trauma, the experience we're having is even more impacted, more amplified, more traumatizing. And then we're also dealing with other people's emotions, the collective emotions, our family's emotions, our friends' emotions. And so as empaths, we're even more sensitive to picking up on all of that collective energy. So this is a PTSD release. And I read it to you once. I'll see if it feels good to just have it soaking into you. And then I can read it again and you can follow along with it if it feels aligned for you to repeat it. And then I think I will send it to everybody as part of the recording. I think it would be of value to everybody. So I now have 100% desire throughout all cells of my being for love to wash away all remnants of the trauma that have kept grace away and life at bay. In the secret recesses of my memory are all the fragments of separation yearning for redemption. I now have 100% desire throughout all cells of my being for love to embrace all the hidden images so that I am overcome with grace and flowing with life. Just take a deep breath in into the receiving energy of that. And if you do have some anointing oils with you, this is one I had recommended, and I'll send it out in the email as well. It's called Envision, and it's really beautiful for holding a sacred container. I use this a lot. So if you're using oils, you can put it on your heart space. You can rub it down on your womb space. You can even rub it on your third eye. And there's a spot we often forget about, which is right at the base of the neck, the God seat. And it's beautiful just to anoint back there as well. We can anoint our crown. We can anoint the hands. They're always in sacred service. I do a lot of anointing with oils. Every night before going to bed, I anoint my body to send myself into sacred sleep. If I'm with my beloved, we anoint each other as part of ritual. I anoint my children if they're needing it. So I know most of us burn oils, but anointing with them is beautiful and sacred. And it is such a sacred practice that would have been with us in the temples when we were priestesses together. So how did that feel? If you want to give me a reaction, a thumbs up to that prayer. Yeah. Yeah. Will I read that again? And would you like me to read it and have you read along with it? Okay. Yeah. And so, when we are at one in God's space, Goddess space, the divine source, right? There's no separation. We remember who we are completely. We remember that we're a soul in an evolved space, in an experience, having a journey. But the fact of the matter is that most people are living a life that doesn't allow them to remember that easily or that often. So when we come together, it's really beautiful for us to be able to remember that while we're here together in our collective group. Thank you. Thank you, Margaret, for letting us know that that was causing you to cough. And maybe check into your energy field and see if you're holding anybody else's energies that doesn't serve you or doesn't belong to you. So I'm going to read this prayer again. So when we talk about the fragments of separation, that's all that past energies of when we forget we are at one with God. That's what creates karma. That's what creates fear. That's what creates limitation and lack. It's all of those moments when we forget that we are at one with God, protected, aligned in the divine, in source. And of course, this human lifetime is designed to bring us into the experiences of forgetting that, right? So that we can then remember and bring ourselves back to center. So if you want to repeat after me, you can keep your mics muted and just say it as out loud or in your head. I now have 100% desire throughout all cells of my being for love to wash away all remnants of the trauma that have kept grace away and life at bay. In the secret recesses of my memory are all the fragments of separation yearning for redemption. I now have 100% desire throughout all cells of my being for love to embrace all the hidden images so that I am overcome with grace and flowing with life. And this time we'll touch our wrists. And just feel into the energy of that in your space. I'm going to repeat it one more time. I now have 100% desire throughout all cells of my being for love to wash away all remnants of the trauma that have kept grace away and life at bay. In the secret recesses of my memory are all the fragments of separation yearning for redemption. I now have 100% desire throughout all cells of my being for love to embrace all the hidden images so that I am overcome with grace and flowing with life. And then touch your wrists. And so when we repeat things 3 times, mind, body, spirit, so we're washing that through all cells. We're washing it through our memory, the emotional, the mental, the spiritual. So given what's going on our planet right now, this is a really beautiful prayer to have somewhere close to you that you can see on a daily basis, maybe on the bathroom mirror as you're getting ready in the morning, so that you can say that as you enter your day and set the frequency for the day. Or as you go to bed at night, set that frequency for your sleep time to repair all of that energy that as empaths we're picking up all day long around us. Even if not we're not directly involved in a situation. Our empathic nature watches the news, hears other people talking, catches stuff on Facebook. And even if we're not doing that and we're trying to live in a little cave somewhere, collectively, the energy is still influencing us. And so to empower yourself, twice already today, I have taken time to lie down on my back on the floor and do some very gentle yoga stretches so that I'm repairing the cortisol levels and rebalancing the cortisol levels in the body so that they're not too amplified throughout my day, And so every 10, just even a 10-minute break to breathe, to drink a good cup of herbal tea, to meditate for 10 minutes, to breathe deeply for 10 minutes, to lay on your back and release stress in the physical body. Those throughout the day make such a difference to the nervous system. And it stops you getting overstimulated, overwhelmed, and it starts to bring your energy back when you've been deeply exhausted. So I'd love to bring us, if it's a good time for everybody, to bring us on a little meditation journey. I want us to connect with that supermoon energy and see if there's anything there for us to receive this evening. I want us to bring into our awareness what it is we are creating in this moment in time to allow to flow out in front of us. So just take a moment to close your eyes, rest into the chair beneath you. Take a few deep breaths in. If you did choose to anoint yourself earlier, you can always take a deep breath in of your hands if you anointed the palms of your hands. You can bring your hands, and this is also another way of calming the nervous system, to bring gentle pressure on our own body. Gently bringing pressure to our arms, to our shoulders, touching our chest with just a very gentle pressure, just like we are aware that we are here, we're presencing our body, we're bringing ourselves into a place of self-nurturing and self-love, gently onto the thighs, down to the knees. And when we've been very activated in the world, oftentimes we're using our third eye a lot. So a tool that can really help to slow our brains down if they're activated too high. So just bring the heel of the hand. If you've got glasses on, you might want to take it off. And just bring the heel of the hand just to above the nose, in between the forehead, and just rest it here. And breathe into this space. And then release when you're ready. I personally do that every night going to bed, as I'm so empathic and I'm using my energy and my intuition all the time. It helps to just close down that so I can sleep at a much easier way than if this is overactivated and still running my day. So now notice how the body is feeling just after those few moments of presencing yourself. Take a deep breath into the body, allowing it to soften, to melt, to release, to relax, to let go. The forehead softens and melts. The top of the head, the scalp, the eyes and the eye sockets, the jaw, the whole face, letting go breaths. The throat, the back of the neck, and the shoulders. Feel that wave of relaxation now flowing from the shoulders down into the arms, elbows, lower arms, hands, palms. All the way down the front of the body now, all the way down the back of the body. Melting, releasing, letting go. Into the hips and the groin, into the seat, into the legs, the knees, the lower legs, the soles of the feet, the front of the feet. Melting, softening, and letting go. And just in this deeper place of relaxation, notice the breath entering the body. And now in your mind's eye, in your imagination, imagine you're going to step on a beautiful pathway. It leads you down this gorgeous path, a place where you feel safe, invited, joyful, relaxed, curious. Each step you take on this pathway, more and more joy enters the body. More and more anticipation enters the body. And up ahead of you, you see this beautiful doorway and stone wall. It's a very ornate, beautiful gate. As you approach it, you recognize that this opens just for you. You have created this doorway. Maybe in another timeline, maybe in your higher self, but it is created just for you, and you have that awareness at this time. And as you put your hand on this doorway, it opens. And you enter a sacred, magical place aligned with your higher self, with your evolution, with your journey on the planet. And as you step through, you feel so safe, so aligned, so supported. When you look around you, it is really beautiful and vibrant. Take a note of the colors, the textures. What is it that you can feel? Are there smells that fill the air that bring joy to you? Are there sounds you can hear that soothe you? Take a moment to explore the sacred space created just for you. And walk around for a little bit until you find a clearing where you can lie down or sit down, feeling warm and safe and cozy. Feel what the textures of the surface is beneath you. And as you lie there, you start to vision into your future. What is it that you can see, wishing to create, desiring to bring forth? In this space, you can dream big. The bigger, the better. And as you lie here dreaming, visioning, calling forth, see how it feels in the body, in the perception that this is already in form. Imagine yourself completely in your success space. And then in your mind's eye now, in your imagination, you see a beautiful being of light coming towards you. This is one of your angels, guides. And as you approach each other's energy field, you feel your body lighting up with even more potentiality. And this beautiful one can sit with you now and give you information or guidance, or just love or connection. And you can ask this one questions such as, what will it take for me to reach my highest potential? Is there anything I need to understand or know to support this? In what way do I need to turn up that may be different so this is aligned and flows for me? And thank this beautiful one, this guide, for their wisdom, knowledge, love, co-creation. And then begin now to move yourself back down through the sacred space towards the doorway you entered through. Maybe the guide walks with you. Maybe they stay where they were, knowing that anytime you can come back and revisit them here. This is your sacred, safe place that you created for yourself, knowing that on this day, in this moment, you would return to this place to receive guidance, information, evolutionary markings that you needed, that you wanted to call forth. You knew that at this very day, at this time, that you would be in this container of safety and sacredness. So when you're ready now, look one more time around this beautiful sacred space, honoring it, supporting it with your gratitude. And then step back out through the doorway onto the pathway, knowing anytime you need, want, or desire, this place is available for you. You created it for you. And when you are ready, you start to step your way back on the path, coming back upwards. As you move once more along this path, you fill with life force, love, generosity, gratitude, abundance, flow, saying yes energy. And every step you take brings you closer to where you are in this very moment in time. Until you're fully aware now that you are back in your chair, back in your room, aware of the sounds in your environment, aware of the sounds outside of your room, aware of where your hands are resting, aware of where the chair is touching your body. Wriggle the fingers and wriggle the toes. And bring yourself fully back here into this very moment in time. Mm. Take a moment to journal if you have a journal with you. If you want to be witnessed for anything, you can put it in the chat box. If you want to unmute and say anything, you can. Mm. Well, I hope that added some support for your evening, for your week. Margaret said she saw the earth like a globe in her hands, glowing and healthy, which brought a feeling of great joy. Thank you, Margaret. Beautiful image. Beautiful image. Mm. And I'd love to take this sense of joy and peace, and I'd love to send it out to everybody that is in any way feeling trauma or fear right now. So let's take a moment to bring our hands up and just send divine source of love out to all of those that have been influenced, harmed by this weather fronts that are creating havoc, hurricanes, fires, earthquakes, flooding. Just flow this energy outwards. Knowing that this energy is flowing from the divine, so it never ends. It's infinite, unconditional. Maybe there's some colors associated with this energy, pink for love, or green from the heart, or gold for the divine, or rainbow colors to just bring everything into higher vibration. Then just bring your hands to prayer position, closing down that energy for the collective. And if you want to, you can bring that energy back into your own space for you. And Judy says she doesn't know where she went. 1 second she was going through the door, and the next she was coming back out again. Wow, Judy, I think you went somewhere very special. And Marlena is so blissful she could just sleep right now. Gabriella got a message from Archangel Raphael that she is safe as long as she believes that she is safe in her body. Beautiful. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you all for coming here today. I know that there was a lot of people who couldn't make it this evening, but when you sign up, you receive the recording and you also get included in the energy at the beginning when it's been set up. So always remember that if you can't make it live, register, because the container is holding all those that have registered. And Margaret said she's very peaceful. Thank you. Beautiful. You're very welcome, everybody. So I will be bringing together some programs coming up towards the end of this year. I think I'm going to run, it feels like I just got it today that I need to run my 40-day abundance incubator again. And we get on Zoom 5 or 6 times during that 40 days. We do 10 minutes of meditation every day. That isn't together, but we have a theme that we focus on every single day. And then we journal for that for like 5 minutes. So it requires 15 minutes a day of your time. And it opens up more neural pathways in the brain for you to receive abundance and prosperity. I ran it a number of times last year, and everybody really loved it and felt it really shifted layers and layers of ancestral consciousness and old outdated ways of being out of their spaces. And so I'm going to put that back together again for everybody, because I think we're in a space and time where we need something consistent to bring us into focus. And 40 days creates a new neural pathway. So I'd love to offer that in the next couple of weeks to start at the very beginning of November. I think I'm going to count it out in the 40 days and see where we can begin and where we will end. And I have a special package running right now for people called the Ghost Secrets Masterclass, which includes a live session with me to assess your home, to see if there's anything there that needs to be addressed. And so I will send that out in this email as well with the recording in the morning. So we're going to thank all of the guides and the master guides and all the great archangels that held the space sacred for us, and the elements and the directions, and the ancestors who supported, and our star brothers and sisters, the divine feminine, the divine masculine, and the fullest aspect of source. And each of our souls that came into this container tonight holding such sacredness. We are so blessed. We are so honored, and we are so loved. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everybody. It's so wonderful to gather with you, and I look forward to our next co-creative space together. Until then, have a beautiful weekend. And just this recording will be put up on YouTube. So if you want to go and listen to it again, you can fast forward it to the parts of the meditation, or you can go the whole way through. This helps you stay in the frequency of the collective container, which is really sacred. And also, if you're feeling overwhelmed at any point, it just helps bring you back into that safety of this space where we created light and love for each other tonight. So good night, my beloved ones. Mwah. Love you.